I gotta say, I'm pretty shocked right now. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll realize that I am a huge fan of the first Hangover. I got the first film on Blu-ray, of course, and if you've seen in my past videos, I've also done a lot of shirts that involve the Hangover, and that's why I was really looking forward to seeing the Hangover Part 2. This time it's 2 years after the events that went down in Vegas. Now Stu's getting married, but they have to go all the way to Thailand because that's where his bride's parents want the wedding to be. Stu wants a pre-wedding brunch instead of a full-out bachelor party because of what happened in Vegas, but as usual, things don't go as planned, and soon they wake up in a crappy hotel in the middle of Bangkok. One of their members of the entourage missing. This time it's Teddy. They have to find him before they go back to the resort where the wedding's supposed to take place, and lots of mayhem ensues. Now I'm going to be very truthful and straightforward right now to say that this was one of the most disappointing movies I have seen this year. It takes a lot to do a sequel for a film like this, especially with the different kind of premise that it has than other films. The biggest problem with this film, though, is that it is almost a direct repetition of what happened in the first film. Okay, so let's see what we got here. First, we had a tiger, a chicken, and a baby in the room, and you combine all those together, what do you get? A monkey. Stu's missing a tooth, but now he's got a Mike Tyson style tattoo on his face. Alan this time has his head shaved. If there's a huge blame that has to be put on this film, I'd have to put it on director Todd Phillips. This movie switches so much between being a raunchy comedy and a very dark comedy at times. It almost seems that when it gets to the last act, the film just becomes totally self-aware of what they did in the first film. You can basically predict how it's gonna end in that final 20 minutes or so, just like when you saw the first film. If I have to give Phillips any credit, though, I'd have to say that he really captured the gritty aspects of Bangkok in a really good way. But that's about the only good thing about his direction for this film, because it is so inconsistent. Bradley Cooper is stuck doing what he did in the first film, being the de facto leader. Zach Galifianakis has some funny things in this movie, but it's nowhere as funny as he was in the first film. And then Leslie Chow shows up, and he did not make me laugh that much at all. He just came off more being annoying. I swear, I think I can get more laughs out of Ken Jeong playing Senor Chang on Community than watching this movie again. So the situations in this movie, of course, are outlandish. I'm not going to go into detail from any of them, but one involves a strip club, and they take that scene very far, let me tell you. As you know, Mike Tyson also shows up in this film, but he did have one very interesting line in the film, and when he looks at Stu's tattoo on his face, he ends up saying, "Man, you might want to get rid of that thing." Tonight on TMZ, Mike Tyson, the fortune teller, he predicted what would happen if Warner Brothers kept that tattoo. I will admit that I chuckled on and off in the first 2/3 of the movie, but they were kind of sporadic throughout because the film relies a lot on jokes that you saw in the first film while cooking up some that are okay, but they really reference the first film so much. Like, this is recycled material in the worst way, even though I was chuckling off and on through the first 2/3 of the film or so. So yeah, I'm really disappointed right now. Like, I'm prepared for hate if I'm gonna get it for this, but I was really disappointed with The Hangover Part 2. I expected a lot more out of it. It's basically a recycled mash of all that happened that in the first film, just with a Bangkok setting this time. I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that is a lenient rating right there, considering how I was feeling when I walked out of the screening room. So I hope you enjoyed my review of The Hangover Part 2, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel where you can check out more of my reviews. And I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this movie. Comment below if you've seen this movie or not, or your thoughts on the Hangover franchise itself. So in the meantime, I'm Tyler from Cali Critic Reviews, and I'll see you guys later.